Hello. Here we go. It's Sunday night. Hi, Denise. Hi, Jenny. I see you are waiting, Jenny. You said you have bells on, but as you said, not quite. That is a funny saying. Where did that come from? Waiting with bells on. I know it sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Hey, Margaret. Nice to see you here tonight. I've just got the message from YouTube to say that we're live over there as well. So tonight I'm live in 3 places all at once, where I'm live on my public Facebook page, which if you haven't met me before is where you may find me. Hey, Katrina. I'm live on my YouTube channel, which is also where some people find me. And I'm also on my private VIP group. The private VIP group, hey there, Cindy. Hi, nice to see you. Everyone's popping on. Hooray. I hope everyone's had a great weekend. I was just going to talk about the VIP group. The VIP group is a little bit different to the public places because it's for my Australian customers and friends and team members, people who are in Australia, so that when I do giveaways, I'm only paying local postage for my giveaways. So that kind of works. Hey, Judy. Hi, Joan. Hi, Lynn. Western Victoria. I hope you're not experiencing any flooding out there. That sounds like it might be a safe area, maybe. Certainly, we've been affected over here, but not me personally. I'm very fortunate that our family is in a nice. We're in an area with good drainage. We don't have any bodies of water close to us, so we don't have water views either, but at the moment, a lot of people have water views that don't normally have water views. Hey, Jody. Hi, Cherie. Now, over on Facebook, somebody over there said hello, and I don't know who it is. So if you said hello just now and I didn't reply, that's because it just says Facebook user. And the reason it says that is because there's a little message just above the video that says you have to give StreamYard permission to be able to display your name. So I don't see that unless you've actually clicked that link and said, yep, that's okay for my name to be displayed. So I'm very sorry if I seem a little rude, not acknowledging you. Hey, everyone. Not that much rain there. Yeah, my dad lives in Tamworth, which most people in Australia would know. That's the country music capital, apparently. It's kind of north west. It's directly north of Sydney, but sort of inland. And they've had very little rain there. So the rain sort of stays on the coast side of the mountains and so far anyway, hasn't really crossed over. So hi, Denise. Nice to see you. All right. I thought tonight we might play a little bit more with my new favorite set at the moment, which most people already know what that is, which is the Waves of the Ocean. It's just a beautiful, beautiful set. And I'm just looking around and thinking, I think it'll be a nice set for us to use. I did play with it this afternoon, and I haven't decided whether this card's going to be one of the cards in my class. I'm actually waiting for the paper to arrive, which I hope will be tomorrow, because as soon as the paper arrives, I can start making my class projects, because I really want to use the DSP in the class projects. So let me switch over to my camera on my desk. Give me a second. Oh, no, that's not working. All right, let's not do that. For some reason, the camera on my desk has stopped working. Let me fix it. I don't know why, because it was working. It did that last week. Do you remember? We were in a video, and then all of a sudden it just went black, and I don't know why. So I'm just there we go. All right. Let me get it so that you can see my desk properly. Is that okay? Everyone can see that? All right. No sound. Huh. What is going on tonight? Don't know. Hello. Hello. Okay. Have we got sound? Oh, sound's back. Okay, we have got sound. By the time I get the messages that there's no sound, it's fixed again. So, yeah. So, I'm using the audio on my phone for my sound. And that's why if my phone goes black and I have to go out and come back in again, we lose sound altogether because I'm not using the sound on my computer. You do, but small screen. Huh. Why is there a small screen? That's weird. You don't have the big screen, Jody? Oh, back. Okay. All right. Everyone can hear me. Yeah, I know there is a delay, and that catches me all the time. All right. So this is kind of one of the cards I'm considering putting in the class. I don't know if you can see. I've used the foil because I don't have the designer series paper yet. I've used the foil and I embossed it with that fantastic splatter. It's a embossing folder that fits through our mini catalog. It's through our mini machine, not through the mini catalog. Let me grab my mini and I'll show you it. So when you're looking for stuff in the mini, they've made it so easy for us. So this catalog at a glance section at the back, everything is in alphabetical order. It used to be in page order. So much better in alphabetical order. So we've got stamps, then we've got dies. Before that, you've got all your bundles listed in alphabetical order as well. Okay. Then as it goes through, then we have punches, embossing folders, papers, ribbons, embellishments, and so forth. Okay, packaging, all that kind of stuff. All right, more packaging is here. There's only one packaging thing. Now here are the embossing folders, and this stripes and splatters 3D embossing folder. These are the ones I'm talking about. So I haven't pulled out the stripes, but I have pulled out the splatters because given that we don't have the DSP, the next best thing is to make our own watery paper by using this. Looks like a water splatter. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's really, really pretty. I know it's a great embossing folder, Michelle. They're really, really good. A sewing table or a drafting board. You mean this desk? This desk is just it's actually a dedicated desk. I used to have just like a Bunnings folding table, but now I went and my husband's put this one together from IKEA, and it's got drawers in it, and it does a really great. I'm so much happier with a solid desk, so it's been really good. All right. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing something similar to this, but a little bit different. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. The foils are absolutely stunning. I love them. You can see I've been chopping mine up and having a lot of fun. We've got the silver, which is kind of like a matte silver. Okay, and then we have Coastal Cabana. You can see how beautiful that is. It's just stunning. You can see it's so shiny you can see my roof. Hello. You can see everything up there. And then you've got the navy foil. I'm not sure which is my favorite. I'm not sure if it's the Coastal Cabana or the navy. The navy has, maybe the navy. It's really, really beautiful. I know, isn't it lovely? And so one of the things you can do that looks amazing is emboss these, okay, because they look really, really fantastic. Really nice if they're embossed. So let's do a little bit of I've got a piece of navy cardstock that I cut earlier. I've got pop that to one side. We've got our splattery embossing folder, and then I've got my foil. So let's have a little play. I'll grab my. So a piece of paper like this is 10 centimeters across. So if I want to create kind of a bit of a pattern, like almost like patchwork. So it's going to be 5 is the halfway point, but I don't want it to go all the way out. So let me try doing 4.5 and see. So I'm just working this out as I go, and we can always cut it down a bit more if we want to. I'd rather start too big than too small. So I'm making this 4.5, and then this way. So say roughly, let's start with 7. I think we'll need to cut it down, but we'll start with 7. And I'm going to do 2 silvers. 1, 2. And so I've just got an idea in my head, basically. Is this going to be, yeah, this will be enough. So if I make this, did we say 4.5? I think we did. I'm just using scraps. And then 7. So these pieces are all going to be the same size. Have a little look. I'm trying to use some scraps so I'm not cutting up great big pieces. Let me go 7 here. Let's see, this might be kind of close to the size I want. And let's see. So what I'm wanting to do is kind of put, I don't have to fill the whole thing in. See, that's going to be too long. So we're going to cut that a little bit shorter. And then we've got our navy, which doesn't stand out really because it's on navy on navy. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Let's put that there like that. Right, so these need to be a little bit shorter, but the width across is almost perfect. So that's great. Let's try doing 6, and I'm going to take off 2 millimeters from each one. Okay, 2 millimeters of that. 2 of this. Now, I did have someone comment, and I mentioned this the other night, that I should be providing measurements in inches. It's really tricky. I'll be honest with you. It's so tricky to do inches as well because American size cardstock is a different size totally to Australian size or everywhere else actually. So only the Americans use letter size cardstock. There we go. That's actually almost exactly right. Just like that. All right, I like that. Okay, so now we have 4 pieces that are going to fit perfectly. Oh, it would be really nice with that jean. You're right, the astronaut set. I didn't even think of that. I love that you guys think of different things totally to what I do. It's so cool. All right, so as mentioned on Friday night, and if you weren't listening on Friday night, our mini machine, our mini cut and emboss machine is currently on special. Woohoo! We love that. So it's 20% off. So in Australia, you'd normally pay $104 for this. And then right now it's marked down to $83. So it's 20% off. Now I'm going to be using, because I'm using an embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder, that these are designed to fit into the mini machine. So I'm going to be using platform 3, which is the emboss folder. Because it actually says here the embossing folder, and it gives you a couple of tips like putting your embossing folders hinge first. Okay, let's put these in here, and we're going to emboss them with that beautiful splattery pattern so that they look like, let's just push that back in there. It doesn't really matter if they're straight on here or not. It really doesn't matter. And then I'm going to put, just trying to remember the correct sandwich. I hope this is the right sandwich. I think it is. We're about to find out. All right, so 1 embossing plate and the 3D folder. Okay. So we've got the 1 clear plate, the 1 embossing plate, and then the foil inside the folder. Okay, and you can see that has embossed beautifully. Look how it looks like. It's like splashes of water to me. I really, really like it. Can you see it? So nice. Oh, Jenny, that's not good. Are you okay? I didn't hear that. Yeah, what did happen, Jenny? And hope you're all right. Oh dear, that's not good. And it's good that you're here tonight because it'll help, maybe, I don't know, maybe help keep your mind off it. This is always my escape plan on a Sunday night and a Friday night, is I come in here and make pretty things and forget all my other problems. So I don't know if that's helpful to you. Oh, so they were worried. They were worried about maybe a stroke or something like that. Maybe if he was slurring his speech. You guys certainly have your share of challenges, that's for sure. All right. So now that we've run that through, how nice are these? Can you see how beautiful this is? Look how lovely. Just stunning. And the foil really, I'll tell you what, if ever you want to get a real wow, fantastic effect, try embossing foil. Foil is just fantastic to emboss, and I think you can see why right here. All right, so this Ways of the Ocean promotion, I'll go through it with you in a second. It is just stunning. Let's get these glued in. I'm going to use Tombow to put them down and get the positioning right. The good thing about Tombow is you get a little bit of time to move it into place. So I'm actually not going to put them on until the last second. So these are the two silver ones. I'm going to have a Coastal Cabana one and a navy one. And it doesn't matter which one goes on top, which one goes on bottom if you don't like it, or you can turn your paper upside down if you want it the other way. It could be worse, yeah, but still, it's not great, is it? Goodness me. All right, let's start with this. So by putting them all on at a similar time, we get time to move them into the right place. I haven't seen Bronwyn tonight. Bronwyn, are you here? I know you've got a lot going on in your life at the moment too. So we can kind of squish this down a little bit if we're not happy with the placement. Oh, a bit of glue coming out there and here. Now, what you can do is run your finger over it, or even a soft cloth or something like that. Now this, we're still able to move these. I put a little bit too much Tombow on, that's the problem. That's all right. We'll work it out. You can see I'm still kind of wriggling it into position. If you've got a cloth or a tissue, I'd be careful with a tissue because you don't want it to stick to the glue, because that could cause all kinds of problems. A bit like when when you do your washing and someone left a tissue in their pocket. Goodness me, I hate that. All the folders, that's a good question, Katrina. So always the top of the folder is the side that has the Stampin' Up logo on it. And on this side as well, there's like a line at the bottom to help you position your paper so it's straight. I mean, you can just, I don't know that's that important because you can just line it up with the sides as well. But the side that goes in is going to be the back side. The side that is raised, the correct side, is always this side where the logo is. So if you have that logo side up and the foil, colored foil side up, it's going to do it right. Does that help? Oh, it's good that you were there. Like you say, it could have been worse. Goodness me. Still not great, but all right. All right, so I'm happy with that. That's kind of looking kind of pretty. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go landscape or, see, this one went landscape with the, I'm going to do a wave like this one. This stamp set is just beautiful. You could go this way, so it's portrait, or we could go this way. Either way, doesn't really matter. But we're going to use a piece of white. There's a number of ways we could go with this. I'm just going to pull out a piece of Whisper White. This is probably this is just a scrap. And this is the stamp set. Okay, so the stamp set and the dies and the foil and the rhinestones, I have all of those. Okay, what I don't have, the rhinestones are here. They are so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I love them. All right, on this card I used 2 rhinestones of the Pacific Point blue, and I put them here. They kind of go in really nicely with the navy, and I put them there on either side of the happy birthday. But just stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. Party lights. I don't know that I'd call it that. Goodness me. All right, so let's grab our big wave stamp. So I'm doing my online class with this bundle this month, and I haven't finished designing my cards because I'm still waiting for the paper to arrive. In Australia, the paper only arrived last week. So I ordered it the second that I heard that it was in. I think that was about Wednesday, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. I was hoping it might come on Friday, but I'm hoping now tomorrow. Now, will I go? On this one, I use Bermuda Bay, which is kind of like a darker version of the Coastal Cabana. Will we use that colour again, or shall we go navy? What do you guys think? Which colour? Will we go a navy wave, or will we go the Bermuda Bay wave? I think they both look nice. So first person to answer that question will be the one that we pick. We could always add a little bit of sponging. Navy, Bermuda Bay. Denise, you're first with navy. So we have Joan with Bermuda Bay. I'll tell you what, Joan, I'm going to keep you happy. I'm going to maybe sponge over some Bermuda Bay. I think both colours together would look really rather nice. So let's see how we go with that. Such a beautiful stamp. Oh my goodness. It's the detail on this is just beautiful. All right, I'm actually going to go a little bit off the edge, because as you can see, this one, see, I completely went over the edge. I wanted it to look like it started before and continued on after. So that's what we're doing. What's nice. Such a nice. And then I think maybe we'll sponge over a little bit of Bermuda Bay. That would look really nice. We can use blending brushes for that, or we can use a sponge dauber. Maybe a sponge dauber, because that's going to give us a little bit more control. And I'm just going to see, did we decide whether we're going to have portrait or landscape? Let me see how. Let's see, this is 9 centimeters across. How much was the one I did before? Yeah, very similar, almost 9. All right, so I'm just going to take the bottom of that. So, and let's make that 7. I think it's turning into more of a landscape shape, isn't it? Landscape, says Jean, says Jody, says Judith. All right, so it looks like landscape it is. All right, so on this one, I also put a piece of the foil behind, and I think I'd like to do that again. I don't know that you really need to go foil, because it kind of blends in a little bit with the foil that's behind. You could just use good old Bermuda Bay cardstock, and I might do that, because I think it's going to look the same without wasting any of the foil. Ooh, Bermuda Bay or Coastal Cabana? That'll be, see, here's Coastal Cabana, and if we put a little mat around it with that, that's how that's going to look. It's a bit brighter. Or we could go Bermuda Bay. So Bermuda Bay or Coastal Cabana are the two colours. See, there's Bermuda Bay is a little darker. Coastal Cabana is a little lighter. Okay, which one do we think? Bermuda Bay, says Judy. Okay, so it is Bermuda Bay. All right, so I'm going to, this is 9 by 7, if I remember rightly, 9 centimeters by, 7. So I'm going to make it, I only want to go up a little bit. I just want a tiny mat, maybe 3 millimeter mat. So 9.3 by 7.3 is going to be the size that I'm working with. Ooh. And then let's grab a sponge dauber and try using a bit of Bermuda Bay ink. I'm just going to grab the right colour. Is this fun? Yep, that's Bermuda Bay. let's go straight into our ink. And we're just going to add a little bit of colour here. We could add more than one colour if we want, but totally, you know, you can really play with this quite a lot. The stamp is the star of this suite, in my opinion, and you can kind of really have a lot of fun with it. I mean, on the one that we did a couple of weeks ago, we embossed it. I think it was last Sunday night. We embossed it and then sponge color over the top. So I've just used one color here. Shall we add another color? What do you think? It does match the foil. Although, do you know the foil is actually Coastal Cabana, not Bermuda Bay, but yeah, they still match because they're in the same tone. Right, so should I add more color, do you think? We could also add, if we wanted to, a bit of Misty Moonlight. Shall we do that? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me grab another dauber. That one there looks like it might be Bermuda Misty Moonlight. Let me have a quick look. Yep, that's good. So I would like some to be white as well. So, you know, we don't have to do the whole thing because we want there to be a bit of foam maybe. I think just about everyone has sponge daubers in their collection, and it's, you know, sponge daubers are awesome. You can do so many different things with them. Blending brushes probably are still my favorite for doing a background, but for a smaller piece like this, yeah, blending brush is nice. Got a little bit of a mark there, so I'm just going to blend that in. Do little circles to blend in. There we go. We'll call that done. I don't want to go too much more. Well, I've been having a lot of fun with the dies, actually, and I've made a few cards like the one that we did on Friday night. That uses the die, not the stamp. Okay, and we added some color with a water pen. This is the dies layered on top of each other. That's what they look like. No stamping at all. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one yet. This is the dies layered over the stamp. So there's lots and lots of different ways to use these. I think that's all I've got there right now. So yeah, I think the dies are more versatile than they might look at first, but yeah, I mean, it's personal preference, isn't it? And if you don't really love something, then you shouldn't get it. But the thing that I cannot wait for is the paper, because it is absolutely beautiful. Did everyone see the video that I put up of them making the paper, how it was showing how it was made? That's just amazing. Oh, Lynn, that's so true. Yeah, everyone's a little bit worried about deliveries arriving in good shape at the moment, I think. I haven't seen Sunny here tonight. I'm wondering how she's going. Hey, Nairi, how are you? Nice to see you. Yes, Stripes and Splatters 3D. I missed that question. Thanks, Cherie, for answering. It's called the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders, and it's a set of two. One is stripes and one is splatters, as the name suggests. All right, so this is going to go here. Or will I go here? Actually, that's better because there's a little bit more contrast that way. All right, so I'm going to add some dimensionals behind here. Now, I did talk on Friday night about all the specials, because right now this is one of the best times I've ever seen with regards to what's on sale and what you can get. It is pretty amazing. So if you really love, there we go. So now I've got two very similar cards. One's got 3 panels of the splatters on the foil, and this one has 4 rectangles of the splatters on the spoil. They both look nice. Okay, that's good, Nari. I'm glad to hear. So right now there are several things you can get. So this one is called Waves of the Ocean. Okay, and these are the pieces of the Waves of the Ocean set. There's the stamps and the dies, which is, you've just seen me talking about those. I didn't use the dies on this card, although I did show a couple where we have used the dies, like this one. Okay, that was actually the first card I made with this set. I just wanted to see what the wave and the dies look like together. I thought they're really lovely. The thing about these is that the Waves of Inspiration stamp set and the dies are going to go into our new annual catalogue that comes out in May. Okay, so if you are trying to watch your budget, okay, yes, you can buy the whole thing. The whole thing is $140, a little bit of a bundle saving, which is great. But if that's a little bit out of your budget at the moment, my suggestion is that you get the paper, the foils, and the rhinestones, which will work out much more cheaply at the moment, because you'll still be able to get these guys later. The paper, the rhinestones, and the foils will not be going into the new catalogue, and that's why it says down the bottom, only available while stocks last. Okay, so grab these while you can, and then you can wait and grab these ones later. So if you want everything right now, you can't wait. It's $140 for the lot. That's Australian dollars. But if you're happy to spread your purchases out, grab the DSP, which is $20.25, the blue foils, the 12 by 12, which are $17.50, and the rhinestones, which are $11.50. Those three things are only available while stock lasts. Okay, I hope that makes some sense. So that's just my advice to you if you're trying to watch your budget at the moment, and I get it. I totally get it. All right. The other thing is we also have, like I just mentioned before, the mini emboss machine is also on sale. And what's really cool is it's part of a promotion, and the promotion is called Savings Are in Bloom, okay, which sounds a bit spring, okay, that's why it says spring has sprung. Not for us here in Australia, we're in autumn now, but we get the point. We see what they're trying to do. So the mini cut and emboss machine is 20% off, down to $83, but then they've given us some bundles that are 20% off as well, that are going to fit in the mini emboss machine. So the all squared away bundle is right here next to it, and then there's a whole page of bundles inside that also are 20% off. Okay, so I've got a few of these. I did on Friday night, we did the Celebrate Sunflowers one. I've actually been playing with that a bit over the last couple of days. I did, so this is the card we did on Friday night, just with the dies and some other bits, and I used this little label from the Waves dies. But then I was playing around yesterday, and I did this watercolored card with, and a little bit with this, just a leaf die from the same set, but this is actually watercolored with the stamp, the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp, which came out really, really nice. I like the center. I think it turned out really pretty. I don't know if you can see that. So you need some wink. That's a great idea, Michelle. Thank you for that inspiration. Let me see. Let me see if this wink. Is this wink? Yeah, it is. So let's add some wink to the top. Not that you can really see it in this light or in the camera, but I'm going to know it's there, and you guys are going to know it's there, right? So we're just adding some sparkle to the top of the wave. All right, there we go. Now, what I would do is I would either add, see on this one, I added a happy birthday, and that looks quite good. You could stamp along the top, but I think it looks nice with a separate piece of paper. So in the stamp set itself, let me grab it. We've got this happy birthday set, happy birthday stamp, I should say. I feel like it's really quiet tonight. Some nights I feel like I need to put on some music or something, which is probably a really bad idea. But sometimes that's just what I feel like. Did I actually put the Waves dies away? I wonder if I put them away where they belong. That's probably why I can't find them here. I thought they were on my desk, but no, they probably got put away. So you can see this is where I've been cutting. So I would actually, for a stamp like this, I would stamp first and then cut later, because if you cut the label and then try and get the stamp onto it, that can be really tricky. I mean, unless you like a challenge, maybe you do. Maybe you're someone who does like a challenge, but normally I would cut around this. Let me quickly look in the box and see if it's been put away. And if it hasn't, then we'll just have to come back and do this bit later, and I'll post it later on. It doesn't look like it's in its box. I'll find it as soon as I finish this video. That's okay. I'm not too worried. This will go with this, and you get the idea. Okay, so we've got ourselves. This is all. It's also going to go on a white card base. I know I put some of those out. So let me grab one. White card base. So this is Whisper White Thick, which is one of my, well, it is actually my favorite. No, let me say it again. Basic White Thick, not Whisper White. Yeah, Cookie should start singing. I know. Oh, thanks, Jean. You know what? That's really helpful. By either sharing a video, liking a video, people who subscribe, all those things actually adds to, like, it's different for Facebook and for YouTube. YouTube works with subscribers, but Facebook, if they know that people are liking stuff, they actually make sure it gets seen by more people. Okay, and if somebody shares it, it gets seen by more people, and Facebook keeps showing it. It's like, oh, people seem to like this. That's why if someone ever leaves me a sad face or an angry face, which happens occasionally, it's not good, because Facebook sees that and goes, oh, people don't like this. Well, we're going to show it to less people, and that's not what I want. I'm trying to be found by more people, not by less. So, all right, so I'm going to add the sentiment to that, a happy birthday, and it'll be very similar to this one, because I really like where this one is here. I think that'll look really rather nice. But it looks good with the colors, hey? What do you think? They look quite different, don't they? I mean, I like this one with the open with the white, and then I quite like this one with the colouring as well. So totally different look. So there you go. Thank you, Nari. I appreciate that. All right, let's pop this back in its box. I'm going to grab out my stamp cleaner. For those who haven't heard this story before, the stamp cleaner, the Stampin' Scrub, was the very first item I ever bought from Stampin'Up. Okay, I bought it before any stamps. I already had a few stamps, and I was thinking, well, if I buy that, I can clean my stamps. But more importantly, my daughter could clean her own stamps, because she used to stamp. She wanted to stamp, but she wanted, like, she'd stamp, hand me the stamp, I'd clean the stamp, hand it back to her, and she'd stamp with a different color. And that's all we did. Like, stamping was me cleaning and her stamping. But once I bought this, the Stampin' Scrub, she was able to do it herself. So, so it's really, really good. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for your lovely comments. That makes me feel happy, and I'm just really love that I get to make beautiful things with you guys on a Sunday night. And that card didn't even take us very long. It's pretty quick. All right. Now, as if all those things, this 20% off special, and also the Ways of the Ocean promotion, which is fun to say, as if that wasn't enough, we also have celebrations still going. Now, I know if you're overseas, if you're not in Australia or New Zealand, and you're watching this and going, hang on a second, I thought celebration was finished. In most markets, it is. But in ours, we were a little bit disadvantaged at the beginning of celebration, because we didn't get all the celebration products when celebration started. So because it was delayed by several weeks, they've given us a couple of extra weeks now to finish up with celebration. So you still have time to get your bits and pieces. Okay, so celebration is basically gifts with purchase that you can choose from this booklet, but only until the 16th of March. Okay, so we've got all these different things. These ones at the early part of the book are free as a gift with purchase when you spend $90 on any product. So you don't have to buy them from the mini. You can buy them from the annual. You can buy them from any current products at all. Okay, so we've got the Island Vibes set. We have the Daffodil Afternoon DSP, which is 12 by 12 paper. We have the Catching Butterflies set, which we used last week, I believe, to make a card. We have the Driving By set with the combi and the love bug. Anyone else remember Herbie the Love Bug when they were little? I used to love that show. I made my mum take me to the movies to see it about 50 times. Well, maybe not that many, but quite a number, maybe 5 times. So I loved it back in the days before those things were available on TV. And now, just for a change, it's raining again. Sunshine and Rainbows DSP, which is heaps of fun because it matches our rainbows, brilliant rainbows dies, and Sunshine and Rainbows paper. Oh, sorry, no. What is it called? It's called Rainbow of Happiness. Oh, can you hear the rain? I have to speak loud. You loved Herbie too. Does Emma make cards? No, she doesn't, Jenny. She doesn't do. I did help her get into crochet last year, and that was probably the first thing she's picked up from me for a long, long time. I don't crochet in the summer, but in the winter I sit down because it's a nice warm thing to do in front of the TV on a cold night. And so she's been doing that. Can you hear it? Yeah. It's been like this, seriously, rain like this for about a week and a half, seriously. And so many roads are closed. It's just crazy. You can hear it. I know. That's crazy. So there you go. It's dying down now. All right. So Sunshine and Rainbow 6x6 paper, which is really cute. And it's got those little clouds that you can punch out with the cloud punch, which I really, really liking. Yes. Yes. It's been crazy. The Simply Marvelous 6x6 paper, which has been one of my favorites. I think I ended up with 9 packs of this. I love it just as well. And all of these are free as a gift with purchase when you spend $90. Then at the back, there are 2 items that are a higher value one. So when you spend $180, you can get these. This is the Friendly Hello stamp set and matching paper, which is together as an item when you spend $180. And then this one here is the Special Moment stamp set, which is a substantial sentiment set. So there are 21 different sentiments in this little set here. Okay, so those are the big ticket items. If you didn't want those, you could still, if you had $180 to spend, you could still get 2 of the lower value ones. So not raining in Kirrawee, yes. Well, it is up here, but it has been for. Oh, do you crochet too, Cindy? Ah, there you go. I've got about 80 squares, and I'm getting very close to having to put them all together, but I've never actually sewed together. I've made granny squares before, but I've never sewed them together into a rug, and I'm not sure. I have to work out how to do it. I'm going to have to follow a YouTube video or something like that because I'm not sure how to do it, but I'm excited because it's going to be a really pretty rug when it's done. The sentiment set wasn't 180. Yeah, I know. The good ones always are. And, of course, the set that everybody loves is the Carmine Camellia set, which is absolutely stunning. Where is it? Where is my Carmine Camellia set? It's absolutely stunning, and it is just... that's the one everybody wants. So that's the one that's at the back, and that one people are it's basically a hostess set. Where is it? Here, this one here. Absolutely gorgeous. I have done so many pretty things with it. I've got a card. I've several cards. We did a couple of weeks ago. These are so beautiful, but you have to either spend $500 to get it. That's 500 Australian dollars. It's a lot less elsewhere. Or you host a workshop or put all the orders together. And so I have a few of these. I've actually ended up with a few. I'm thinking at some point I may do a giveaway with them on my VIP group. So if you're not in my VIP group and you're in Australia, you really should be in that group because that'll possibly give you a chance to earn that or win it. Ah, there you go. Quilt, crochet. I don't make quilts. I'd like to make a quilt one day. I'm not sure if I want to be a quilter, but I would love to make one. Oh, that's nice, Michelle. Granddaughter's 4th birthday. So there we go. So does anyone have anything out of the celebration stuff that they would like? Because I put the rainbow set out, I didn't mean to, but would you like to do something with the Sunshine and Rainbows paper? Because that's a really fun set. And it's all these lovely bright colors, and then you've got these gorgeous stamps, and there's matching dies as well. Okay, so they're really lovely. How do people feel? Shall we have some bright? Also, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up, guys, so we could do this in greens. Like we could do green rainbow and match it up with some greens that are in here. Or you could have a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that kind of thing. Sounds good? The rainbow set. All right, let's do it. So let me grab out, I've got some of the paper here. And I love the polka dots. I mean, you can't go wrong with polka dots. Then there's some, the green in this is granny apple green, which is actually really nice. So let's go St. Patrick's Day. And let's see what we can, I'm just going to go through. There's a few different greens. So there's also this one, which matches in with this quite nicely, because this is soft sea foam. It's very light. And then we've got the granny apple green as well. So I'm thinking the rainbow set and paper. Yep. So let's either go, I mean, this green is very bright, really, really bright, but maybe that's what we want. And then we've got these cute little, so there's navy, and then we've got what looks like pool party, might be Coastal Cabana, I'm not sure. And then granny apple green, and so saffron in there, and soft sea foam. And so it goes with this, and it would also go with this. So it would go with either, because both those colors are in the rainbows. So let's have a little play. I'm going to grab my soft sea foam paper. Let me grab some. So this is soft sea foam. It's a really, really light green, which is kind of interesting because I don't use it very often. I tend not to use the really light colors, but I'm going to use some of this. This is our rainbow glimmer paper that's in the annual catalogue. I don't, once again, need to get it out more often and use it while we can. And I'm going to cut this. Let's see. This week I'm doing, for anyone who's around near the Central Coast, I'm doing a class this week with the butterflies and flowers masks. So if anybody is interested in coming along to that, so this might be too green to go with the soft sea foam. So now this might be better off with this. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to use the Brilliant Rainbow dies. Let me grab them. And I'm pretty sure these fit through the mini as well. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, they will. They'll fit through just. And we've also got this one here, which does all different, you know, we could do a small rainbow or we can do a big rainbow. I'm kind of leaning towards a small one. Or we could just stamp one. So we don't even have to use the dies. So let's have a little think. Maybe we'll stamp today. So let's pull out these bits. When it comes to the shape of these, because they're made with the photopolymer, it's really easy when you're putting them onto a block to actually pull them out of shape a little bit, and we want them to hold their shape. So what you're best to do is to put the stamp face down onto the table and then pick it up with the stamp, because then it's going to be the right shape. Okay, and when you're wanting to put different stamps inside each other, like these ones line up inside each other, so you really want to get them to hold their shape. I'm just gonna, and I've also got a word here. There's a word, in fact it's the same shape as this one, so I'm going to and the bigger one. Once again, so it's flat on the back and kind of beveled on the front, so you can tell which is the front and which is the back. Oh, this one might not quite fit. Well, I need a bigger block. I need to go block E for this one. Oh. All right, but on block D, so this one here, which says, what does it say? Wishing you a rainbow of happiness. That needs to go, and once again, make sure you let it find its shape and then pick it up, because that one actually goes over the top of this one. So for this one, which is the same. These two match. I'm only going to do this one in a really light color. So let's grab ourselves a bit of basic white card. Yep, this is basic white. So I've always got to feel it because sometimes I'm not sure. Is it basic white? Is it basic white thick? But you can always tell by the feeling of it that it's the right one. All right, so I'm going to start with the biggest one. And you know what? I put that on really crooked. So let me put it back. When you're using grid paper, that's really helpful for getting your stamps on straight. All right, let's try some different greens. So we know we're going to use Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to be guided by the colors that are in this. And if you're wondering what colors are in the paper, always on the back it tells you all the colors. So we've got Bermuda Bay, we could use that. Flirty Flamingo, no. Granny Apple Green, yes. Magenta Madness, no. Mango Melody, no. Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, Pool Party, yeah, probably. So Soft, Soft Seafoam, and So Saffron. All right, so we've got a few colors there that we can work with. So let me start with, I'm going to start with green. Let's just see how it turns out. I'm going to do it here. Oh, now the other thing is, because we're using photopolymer, we really want to have a good stamping surface so that it will give us a much better image. So I'm going to put a paper piercing tool underneath. If you don't have one of these, you can use a mouse pad, but you just want something with a little bit of give underneath to give you the best image. All right, so let's start by, we can always cut our paper down. All right, now if it doesn't stamp perfectly, that's okay. Using a Stamparatus actually can give you a really great image because you can stamp more than once. I don't mind those little kind of imperfections. I think that looks rather nice. Totally up to you. If you don't like them, then maybe, I don't know. Yeah, use the Stamparatus. Now I'm going to go with Pool Party next because Pool Party is a nice light color, and if I want to stamp, let me see how dark it is. Yeah, actually it'd be good just as it is. So let's put this, and we've got to put it so that we're putting the bottom of the rainbow at the same level as the first rainbow, as the band, okay, or close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go Bermuda Bay, which is actually, I'm pretty sure that's out here on the table from last time. Let me find it because I've got stuff everywhere now. Like, as you guys know, my desk starts out one way and totally ends up another. So I just can't seem to help myself when it comes to a messy desk. All right, I'm going to have to stand up and look because I've piled things all over the place. It's a good thing you guys know what I'm like. Oh, found it. Right, so let's go Bermuda Bay next. Actually, I'm wondering if the Bermuda Bay should go last. No, let's just do it. And so we kind of position the bottom again in the same place. And I'm looking at this, we can go the So Saffron, or we could go the Soft Seafoam and stick with the green theme. What do you guys think? Shall we stick with the green theme? It is St. Patrick's Day next week after all. Yeah, Linda moment. Absolutely, Joan. Totally is. All right, I'm going to use Soft Seafoam because I hardly ever use it. It's just such a not very much used colour in my collection. It's almost a new ink pad, but I need to use it more often, obviously. All right, we have a green rainbow, which is a bit unusual, I know. Stick with the green, says Mari, just as well, hey? Because that's what I did. All right. So we have these words here, and the words line up with the pool party one, the second band down from the big one. And I'm actually going to ink that up in Bermuda Bay because it will stand out quite nicely on the pool party band. Right. And you should be able to read that, no trouble. Here we go. Sending you a rainbow of happiness, which looks rather pretty. All right, let me close up my ink pads so we don't give anybody, we all know who it is, anxiety. Right, so I'm going to put this about or a little bit under a centimetre beyond. And on this side, same, about that. So it's centered, and so I've got nearly a centimetre down the bottom, so I'm going to put nearly as much again up at the top. And we can always cut this down if we want to, but that's looking pretty good. So what measurement? I've got 9 by roughly 6.5. Okay. Now remember before we got out that bit of Bermuda Bay. If I can find it again, that would be kind of cool because I could use, oh, I wonder if this piece fits. Oh, look at that. Goodness me. Look at that. Perfect. Almost perfect. Close enough. So I'm going to call that the right size. That's just lucky. Just fits. Now, because we've got these lovely blues and greens, well, they're greens really, but remember our Waves of the Ocean rhinestones that we had before? I've got a little mark here that I need to cover up. So guess who's going to use a, I'll use a medium-sized one right there, because that's going to perfectly match that. And we'll do a little tiny one up here. There we go. Now I've covered up my oopsie. Oh, that's very good. Handy in New Zealand where it gets really cold, Michelle. I know, right? That's what embellishments are good for. And what do we say? It's not a mistake. It's an embellishment opportunity. That's what it is. Okay. All right. So let's see. I did pull out some, let's see. This should match okay in with this. And then we're going to also use some of the paper. So let's cut this down to the right size. So we're going to go 14.3 centimeters by 10. If you're in the US and you're using letter, that's going to be, I'm trying to get it right. It's going to be 4 inches across by, trying to remember the correct measurement. See, I've got a basic piece here of 5.5 by 8.5, like a template that I keep on hand. So it'll be 4 across, and it'll be 5 1/4 long. That's the measurement of this card front. Okay, I'm trying to be good and see if I can help out people who are asking for measurements. All right, let's see. All right, so we've got this lovely rainbow paper, and we've also got the other one that I just pulled out. Here it is, the dots, because I think that's rather nice. So let's put this piece here. So this is going to take up more than, and I'm making this 13.8 to fit inside that, inside here. And this is going to be about 1 inch for the inchy girls, and that's around about 2.5 centimeters. You know what, now that I've done that, I actually think I like this piece better. I'm going to go from the other side. You know what? At the moment, I'm getting a little bit, what's the word, reckless with this paper because I know it's going to finish up in a couple of weeks. So this is an inch, which means it's going to fit, or 2.5 centimeters, which means it's going to fit perfectly here. So this one's 7 centimeters, this is 2.5. So let's pop some glue on the back of this. I really love the rainbow set. I didn't think I would love it as much as I have. And has anyone noticed out in the shops, rainbows are in, guys? Has anyone noticed this? If you go into like a homeware shop, I challenge you, you will find rainbows. You'll find it on mugs. You'll find them on cushions. You're going to find them all over the place. And that's because they're in right now. And as usual, Stampin' Up is on trend. They're trendy. What was that, Cherie? The card front less a quarter. Yeah, that's another way of saying it as well. I'd love to, I wish there was a magic, you know, really what we need is for the US to decide that they're going to go to A4. Make it so much easier, but I don't think it's going to happen somehow. All right. So I've got this piece here, which just fits in here. I'm deciding where I want this. Right, so that's going to go up on dimensionals. So we're going portrait this time. So we've got one portrait, one landscape. But we quite often do that. And I usually do it without even meaning to. It just works out that way. One in each corner. When you're putting your dimensionals on, always move them in from the corner a little bit. Don't go too close because otherwise you don't want them to be poking out. You don't want them to be seen. So, all right. So because these are kind of up on dimensionals, it means that we've got a bit of, we can slide things in underneath, which is quite handy. So I'm actually going to, let me grab this piece here, this piece that I cut before, and I'm thinking, is it too wide? It might be too wide. Let me just, I just feel like it needs an accent. So I'm going to take a little bit off the edge here. So this now is, what is it? 3/4 of an inch, or roughly 2 centimeters. And I'm going to make it, I don't even care how long it is because I'm going to hide half of it behind the piece. And then I'm going to grab my Pick a Banner Punch, which is the one I use, probably I use this all the time. You guys would have seen me. So 3/4 of an inch is going to fit perfectly into the channel there. Oh. And then this is going to slide under here. Or we can have it on this side. Maybe this side. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I'm going to have a sentiment down here. So shall we go right or shall we go left? I think maybe, I'm thinking maybe right. And then the sentiment here. Here. Yeah, I think so. We don't really need a sentiment though. We have got sending you a rainbow of happiness. So we don't need a sentiment. Right, says everyone. Yep, we're all in agreement. And then this will go on a piece of cardstock. Basic white thick. Now this one's got a mark on it, which is great because I can cover that up. So if ever I have a mark in the middle of a sheet of cardstock, it's the perfect place to stick your card base. And this is a good little St. Patrick's Day. I just need a pot of gold to put at one end of the rainbow. Do we have a happy? Does anyone know if we have a happy St. Patrick's Day stamp? I don't know that we do. Maybe I'll have to go looking. I think we used to. We used to have one in. I've forgotten the name of the set. A leprechaun. Yeah, I did think of that as well, Cherie, but we don't have any leprechaun stamps or any pot of gold stamps, but I could probably make a pot of gold with a bit of punch art. You could probably do that. That probably wouldn't be that hard to do. The other thing you could do is you could add clouds or a cloud, which might look rather cute. And this paper has some clouds in it. I may have used up all the clouds in this particular pack. And I've got 2 packs here, and I think I've used all the clouds in both of them, because that's my favorite stamp in there is the cloud stamp. Yeah, I don't think I have any. Mind you, you could easily do it in, I tell you what would look really nice, would be a cloud cut out of the supple shimmer paper. That would look really nice. You know, you can never have enough bling, right? Let me grab that. I'm deciding whether we want to. That's the shimmer paper, this one here. So it's got like the pool party shimmer. It's iridescent pool party, which makes it, it would definitely go with this card. What do we think? Do we like it? Gold leaf on the bottom of the rainbow. Oh, you could too. You know, now we're starting to get really, really fancy, get a bit creative. 4-leaf clovers. Oh, Cherie, I didn't see it. Black circle cut across the bottom, glue to the top, and you've got a cauldron. You could. I might have to get creative with my, because that's the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. So we might have to do something with that. He is friendly to me. He doesn't get to come out very often because if Crumpet was to get to him, but the door's closed right now. But if ever, one of these days, if ever you would like me to, I will definitely take him out for you. He will let me cuddle him and give him kisses, but nobody else. Nobody else. He's a one-woman bird. So he's 22 this year, I think. I was trying to count the other day and work out. I've had him since the end of 1998. So yeah, he's pretty cute. All right, so there you go. We have 2 cards. I'll finish them both off. I'm still deciding whether I want to add a cloud to this. This one I will add a sentiment, and you'll see both of them go up over the next little while. So there we go. Bit of fun again for a Sunday night. I hope everyone has had a fantastic weekend doing whatever you have had planned, or maybe no plans, because I know a lot of us had to stay indoors because of the weather. But I hope that you stay safe wherever you are. Jenny, I hope your hubby gets better. And I really, really, really hope everyone stays safe and dry if possible, and get out of those yucky old floods. All right. Team members, I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock for our live on a Monday morning. So I'm looking forward to that. And everybody else, I'll see you on Friday night, and look out for another video during the week. I'm hoping I'm going to get time to do another like technique video during the week. Probably not before Thursday though. Okay. Oh, okay, good. That's good news, Jenny. That's great. All right. Have a fantastic week, guys. Rock this week ahead. See you soon. Bye.